tough, hard-fought loss last Friday in Kaufman to the Lions, but after your team fought so hard and came just shy of victory, my question was, what was the mood of the team after Friday night?
Defensively, it hurt them. They felt it, but it was really good to see that. I think you fight that hard and it doesn't come out the way you want, it should hurt some. But I think by the time we got here on Monday, they're ready to refocus and get started on Crandall.
And how has your team responded this week in preparation for Crandall?
I would say Monday we drug a little bit. Just anytime you put the emotion into it, they played with last Friday, which works out okay on a Monday. It's more of a mental day and install day. But I thought they rebounded well yesterday, a lot of bounce in their step, and look for more of that today.
And then moving over to Friday night's game, your team will be hosting Crandall for your first district game. This is a Pirates team that returns their starting QB and a number of offensive linemen, but is bringing a few new pieces to the table. What can you tell us about them?
Offensively, they're explosive. They've got 4 or 5 really, really good players. O-line's big, physical. So defensively, it's going to be another game like it was Friday night in Kaufman. We're going to have to battle for 48 minutes. We're going to have to go play hard for the whole game, and I think we got a chance to limit what they do, but they're very good.
I mean, it's the same on our side. They've got some good players. They're outside linebackers. They can put 2 guys that are 6'4", 6'5", 210 pounds, rangy, and cause some issues. Big up front, rotate a couple of good-sized nose guards. Really skilled in the back end, can run to the ball well. The challenge we've kind of given our guys is we got to play harder longer than they do. I mean, a good high school football game, you're going to have highs and lows on both sides, and that we got to just keep making plays, keep working hard, keep doing your job, because we're playing a good football team. And they lost to Kaufman, I think, by 2 points, 2 or 3 points the week before we played them. It was, 62-48 this past week. They beat Alvarado. So, I mean, like Coach McCain said, they're very explosive. They make plays on defense as far as turnovers. That leads to their offense, then cutting it loose. So should be a great game Friday night. Great opportunity for our kids.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the score from last year's game, 72-44, victory for your team. But do y'all kind of expect something similar, another kind of offensive fireworks shootout this Friday?
I think it's going to be 7-0. I think we're going to score once. Coach McCain's going to shut them out. I mean, y'all know they play with more pace. They put the ball in the air. One thing Coach and I look at all the time is like number of possessions. So the other night there was 11 possessions, I think, each side of the ball. And that's kind of how that game plays out. If there's more than that in this game, there'll probably be more points on the board just because of sheer possessions. I know us. The challenge for us is, just like it is every week, our job is to go put the ball in the end zone. If it takes us 5 or 6 minutes to go do it, great. If it takes us a minute and a half to do it, then we were explosive and we did it. So where the score goes, we don't know. What we're looking for is our kids to play really, really hard, play with a lot of emotion, enthusiasm. I mean, if you watched last week throughout the game, guys getting excited, interceptions, fumble recoveries, 4th down stops. I mean, you go look on the 3rd down and long when the defense stops them and to get the ball back to us right at the end, just the excitement the kids are playing with. If our kids go do that, then we'll see what the scoreboard ends up looking like at the end. But just to play that way is what we're looking for our guys to do. Or that's what I can speak for myself on that, what we're looking for them to do.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I'm just looking for our guys to hold him for one less than what he scores. So if we can do that, then it'll be a successful night.
Absolutely, and something you were talking about, Coach Young, is staying consistent on offense, and we saw a lot more of that last Friday in Kaufman. A lot of times, a lot of long, sustained drives, like the drive to open the second half when y'all went and scored a field goal, go up 17-14, 7-minute drive. So the ability to sustain drives and keep moving the ball downfield has been progressively getting better.
Yeah, then you didn't mention the next drive we went 3 and out. So, there's things you got to get better at, and it's the highs and the lows of it. And that's probably the biggest step from the other night is that as a team able to handle the highs and the lows. Being excited at 17-14 to being where you keep playing when you're down 11 and doing the things that put you in position, a chance to go win the game at the end.
And then something you also talked about was winning the turnover battle. And Coach McCain, something we saw from your defense last week is 2 interceptions, two turnovers caused. So Do you expect kind of similar outputs from your defense this week?
God, I hope so. I mean, we spend quite a bit of time on turnovers. We emphasize it hard in practice. Every Tuesday we go through a turnover circuit. I mean, it's something that we understand we've got to do. It's a way to just steal a possession from the opposing team's offense, and when they're explosive, every time you can get them off the field is huge. I'm greedy. I still want more. But our kids are starting to buy in. They're starting to believe in it when they recover a fumble or they have an interception. I mean, it's becoming a big deal to them. So yeah, I expect to still get something Friday night. Yes.
And back over to the Pirates offense, they're anchored by a few returning upperclassmen offensive linemen, but they have a few new faces. What can you tell me about their blocking scheme and how your defense plans to attack that experienced offensive line?
They do some different things up front that we haven't seen. I think we match up well with them. They are very, very experienced and very good at what they do. But I think we've got a few wrinkles for them. I think we match up pretty well with them up front. But they're going to be good. They're going to be able to run the ball a little bit here and there, and we've got to make sure that when we have an opportunity to make a play in the backfield that we get it done.
And the big change, arguably, for Crandall is they have a number of returning wide receivers, but they have a new few starters this year. One of the strengths of your team is the defensive backfield. How is the secondary, your old unit, planning to disrupt that position group?
Trying to get pressure on the quarterback. If we can, we just need to get him out of the pocket. When he's able to stand in the pocket, set his feet, and throw the ball, he's really, really good. I feel like if we can get him moving a little bit and allow some of our athletic guys to chase him down, we got a shot. But the receivers are big, they're talented, they're fast, they got really good hands. I mean, it's going to be a challenge for us.
And then kind of talking about the Pirates defense, but what can you tell us about them?
The length on the outside linebackers, the strength on the D line. Our guys are progressing well. Hodges and West, the tackles, have come along. We're not real big. Both those guys might weigh 200 pounds, but they're beginning to understand their job and what they can do. They got to hold up against some bigger four techniques. Inside, really look for Yarbrough and Dial and Sutton to kind of handle the nose, and their two inside backers. They're good football players. One, number 15, runs the ball well, but we've got to be able to go at them and have success inside. They're going to do some things with 7 and 9 at outside linebacker to try to disrupt. We just got to be sharp with our timing and what we're doing from quarterback-wise to receiver-wise. Landon Fields had a good week last week. Can he come back and be consistent? Our tight end, H-back, B-back, all the different things we call that guy. Those guys are making plays. We need them to continue to make plays, but also be physical blocking, number 7 and number 9. So those are some things to kind of watch as the game plays out.
And Coach Young, we kind of talked about this last Saturday on the coaches show, but something we saw in the close loss last Friday was sort of a rejuvenation of the running game. Malachi Rowland had 8.7 yards per carry. So are y'all continuing to stress the run game and trying to incorporate that into your game plan this Friday?
Yeah, I mean, if you watch us over the years forever, it's always try to be close to 50-50. It's shocking how many times we'll walk in at halftime, not intentionally, but where are we at? It'll be 15 runs, 16 passes, or 17 runs and 14 passes. I mean, it usually plays out pretty even. So the run's a big deal because it sets up the other things, whether it's the play action or the screen game. The more people that got to be committed to the run, it opens up the pass. But it also works vice versa for us. The better we're able to throw the ball in the quick game, it keeps that space and slows down the linebackers coming in. And then that gives both Malachi and J.J. Hall and then Douglas Stallone, it gives them room to work. And when they have room, they're pretty talented runners.
And last week, Matthew Mitchell was at QB1. Are y'all planning for him to get all the snaps on Friday as well?
Brady's still progressing with rehab. We'll see how that goes. I mean, we still think both of them are our quarterback. Just Brady right now dealing with some injury issues from the Lovejoy game, and we'll just kind of see how the rest of the week plays out.